Are you ever wowed by Hydrate?
Every time. Look at that gloss. Wow.
Ivan, we have a special delivery.
Hydrate. Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. We've got this beautiful Volkswagen here. It's got a very interesting green color. We want to make it even better. We're going to do so with Hydrate. But before Hydrate, we need to prepare the surface. Now, we washed and we decontaminated this vehicle live on YouTube. There's a link down below. But now, time to prepare it for the coating. This is a new vehicle. It doesn't need polishing, but we want to make the paint as good and pristine as possible before putting the coating on.
So is skipping the polishing step leaving out an important deep cleaning step? Because we've always said, Ivan, to prepare a vehicle for coating,
yes,
you polish not only for the shine that it brings your paint,
right,
but for the fact that it actually deep cleans your paint.
Correct. We know that this has absolutely nothing on it. It comes from a dealership. The dealership certified us that we haven't touched it yet. So if you're buying a new car at the dealership and the dealership says, we're gonna be putting a wax on it. No, stop, don't touch my car. If you have certainty that they haven't put a wax or a sealant on it, then app is all you need.
Okay, and that's where we're at.
Right. The no polish coating, even though we're using a polisher. But the adhesion promoter polish is a deep cleaner. It's tea tree oil, it's a few other things that make it so that we're cleaning the paint deeply, making it ready to accept a coating.
In my hand, I have Nick's favorite app removal towel, known affectionately as Nick's favorite glass towel. It's on the website as either the Mr. Twister or Nick's favorite glass towel. It's a really nice towel to gently kind of bite into the paint and grab that app after Ivan puts it on. What is app, Ivan, and what the heck are you doing to this paint?
So adhesion promoter polish, once again, it swells the paint. It opens up the pores. It makes it ready to accept that coating. It deep cleans. We've already cleansed this paint. We've done a wash, we've done iron remover, we've done a decontamination towel, and water spot remover. So now we just have paint. But we want to enhance it. We want to swell it a little bit, open up those pores so the coating doesn't go on the paint, it goes in the paint. Very important with the adhesion promoter polish, that is a 2 to 9 millimeter stroke machine. You don't want a long stroke machine with this, and you don't want to use a rotary. Slow speed, and we're just applying it to the paint. We're not doing the detailer 3 passes up and down. No, just get it on the paint. So very, very simple application. I'm just gliding the machine over the paint and the plastics and the piano black and the trim. Everywhere we're gonna put coating, we put adhesion promoter polish. Now, Nick, we have a very, very specific timeline for wiping off the adhesion promoter polish. If you could elaborate on that, please.
Somewhere between soon and eventually. As in, you can wipe it off now, you can wipe it off within 48 hours. So if you were about to ceramic coat and then something happened and you just put the app on and you had to like come back to it the next day, you could literally wipe it off then and ceramic coat. Ivan, what's the timeline? What's the reasoning behind it?
We wanted to make it as user-friendly as possible. And there are primer polishes on the market that I love the idea of a primer polish until you read the instructions and find out, well, you have like between 38 and 38 and a half minutes to wipe it off or something like that. They're very time specific. So we decided to make something that isn't time specific. We've had C6 app now in our lineup for over a year, almost 2 at this point. And it's a well-loved product by people for a reason. It makes coatings much, much easier to apply. You'll get better results from your coatings too. And once you get used to applying app, it's actually faster than panel prep. So I've done half this vehicle. I used 3 drops. Now I'm gonna add 1 or 2 little drops to the applicator pad. Other things that are important with adhesion promoter polish, use the right pad. That is our red waffle pad. Don't try to substitute a flat pad. You're going to overwork it. And when you overwork it, there's a little bit of SiO2 and a little bit of polysilazane in it. When you overwork it, they're not given the time to do their job. And their job is to hold the pores open. If you overwork it, you overstress them, they will set too quickly. Basically, the overworking can happen by using too much pressure, too long of a stroke, using a rotary, or using a flat pad. You want to use our nice red waffle pad. Gets everywhere, goes around the emblems, everything is good. While Nick finishes wiping off the adhesion promoter polish, I'm going to start applying the Hydrate ceramic coating. And the reason for that is this has a very long working time. If you're a mobile detailer, if you're alone in your shop, you can actually apply it to the whole vehicle before leveling. We're going to start with at least 8 to 10 drops. We want to make sure that when we start, we're going in a circular motion, and when we're doing that circular motion, you can feel the coating going on. I'm bringing the coating to the edge of the panel, going past the edge, making sure that everything is covered. Then I'm spreading the coating as thin as it can go. More is not better. Nick, you're a normal proponent of more is better. What's your experience when using too much?
Regret.
Yeah.
The chocolate tastes good until you eat the whole chocolate bar. The iron remover seems like it's going on well, giving you lots of purple streaks until you run out of the iron remover and you gotta buy more.
Right?
Listen, in all seriousness, you can use more product a lot of the time and it's great. With coatings, I get these phantom high spots if I use too much product. Then I call Ivan, I'm like, why is this hazing back up on me? It looked good when I leveled. Put way too much on.
Right.
So we're kind of joking here. Follow Ivan's advice with these coatings. You don't want more. What if you can't see it though? Your lighting's not great. Not everyone's got a perfectly lit garage. Like, what advice do you have for just making sure they're using the right amount?
Well, you can actually feel it with this coating, and you might be actually able to hear it too, because this applicator makes a bit of noise. Let me get my microphone a little closer here. And then as soon as I'm in an area that has coating, I don't hear the applicator anymore. So you can feel it. If it's dragging, you don't have enough coating. And you keep spreading that coating until it starts getting draggy. Then you can add more to your surface. Make sure you get all your edges and past the edges before moving on to the next panel. Now, the lighting in here with this amount of metallic and pearl, you might be able to see the oil slick on water look, and you may not be able to see it. Really depends. The roof on this is a nice piano black, so when we get to that section, we'll be able to show it to you. But you can see this oil slick on water look everywhere, or that rainbow look. Just let it be. We're not in a rush to level this coating. Nick is using his time going around getting the last little drips because that hatch has been dripping and dripping and dripping. So he's going around doing that. I'm going to continue applying the coating because we're not in a rush here.
Ivan knew it. I'm on drip patrol.
Yes.
We blew it out, drip. Left for lunch, drip. So we're just making sure when he gets back here, there's no drips. Because Ivan, if there's drips mixing with your coating applicator, what do you do then?
Well, you carry on, but it doesn't make your life easier. So we try to avoid it when at all possible. Now, if I see a drip before going over it with my applicator, I will take the time to remove the drip and then go over it with the applicator. Now, Hydrate has a special power to it, and that is it actually fills. So if you know what a wax looks like, that's the effect you'll get with Hydrate. Some people, when it's their first time applying Hydrate, will seem to have a bit of difficulty with it, and that's normal. It doesn't feel like our other coatings. It feels almost syrupy or thick until you start spreading it out. When you get it nicely spread out, it becomes super easy to work with.
When's the time to level, Ivan?
Well, this has our instant bond technology, so you can level right now if you want. But preferably, when I'm doing it by myself, I'll do the whole vehicle before leveling.
Well, I think I've got some time then.
You might have a bit of time, yes.
I'll do the tire lotion in the meantime.
Good idea. Just showing you what it looks like on the surface. So you can see how coating has sort of that oil slick on water or rainbow look. It's going to continue to do that. And when 50% of it has gone back to clear, that's when we level. Now, if you're just shining a light on there, you won't see it. It actually looks really nice. But if we're using this indirect lighting, so I'm shining the light on this piece of plastic, now I can see all that. If we go over here, there's no coating. And just on the edge of the door, right there, where I overlap, that's what a high spot would look like.
So really simple method, Ivan. I'm just taking my level 1 in straight lines, and then Freebird 400 in circles here. Just nice and easy. What are the things to look out for?
You don't want to leave high spots, first of all. And is it difficult to level or is it easy to level? If it's easy to level, after that first initial wipe, then you're good to go.
Yeah, it seems very easy level. But having left a few high spots in my day, I just want to make sure. So as I pass my towel over, it's not completely leveled. I still see the lines. So then I'll take my Freebird 400. Remember, we're not trying to do everything with the level 1. We're just trying to spread it. We're continuing the process that I haven't started. And then I like to use a different pattern, so kind of a crosshatchy circle pattern there. It's a very scientific term. And from there, I just inspect the panel. And I don't see any high spots. So actually Hydrate is really simple, Ivan. You just have to be a little more patient. Ooh, look at that gloss. So in real time, it's been probably 10, 15 minutes. And with the level 1, I don't fully remove it. And then I just simply go in with the Freebird 400. No pressure. Just watch it from an angle to make sure there's no high spots. Boy, is that looking nice, Ivan.
Yeah, you have to think of the level 1 as a secondary applicator. You're just spreading it out thinner. You're making sure that it's getting everywhere and you're removing a little bit of that excess solvent. Then the Freebird 400 is doing the actual leveling.
Yeah, the secondary applicator, I love that.
But look at that gloss, wow.
I don't see any high spots, do you?
No, it looks good.
They said Hydrate was different.
It is different, but it's not difficult.
In testing, I can tell you the first time we did Hydrate, it was a different leveling process. But once you get used to it, it's so easy. It's just a little bit of patience. Remember, secondary applicator, and buff to perfection.
So just 2 drops on the applicator. And when I start feeling it being a little grabby, that's when I'll add 2 more drops. And I just keep going like that. Don't over apply to your applicator. You don't want too much on there, and you just want to keep spreading it. Putting too much on is not going to help you leveling or the person falling behind you leveling. More is not better. And you definitely do not want to use a microfiber applicator with this. That lays it on way too thick. It's going to give you a lot of problems.
Why would someone choose Hydrate, Ivan?
They want the best. It fills a little bit. So this is a brand new car. We're not going to see a big difference. But if you had a car that was a little marred up from car wash scratching, you polished it, but it was still some few little scratches there. It's going to help. It's going to feel like a wax does. It gives phenomenal gloss and hydrophobics, plus the durability of it. It's an extremely durable coating with great resistance to clogging and fracturing, of course. Now, I left the front bumper and the roof to last. I'm actually gonna go up on the roof and actually leave the front bumper as my very last thing, because this vehicle has a propensity to drip and I don't wanna catch any drips on my applicator. If I see one ahead of time, I've got a towel here to take it off. And if I do miss one, well, then yes, I'm gonna be picking up water with my applicator. Not the end of the world, but avoid it if you can. Now that Nick is done leveling this side, it's easy for me to get up there, get the roof, and then when he's done leveling the other side, I can do the other side of the roof. Now Nick, I think we're gonna have to do a second application of tire dressing just to match the gloss of the rest of the vehicle.
I'm never gonna be against 2 levels of tire dressing, Ivan.
Yeah.
What should they know about the double tire dressing, what should they know about the tire dressing stack?
Well, the tire dressing stack, as he likes to call it, is basically just wait 15 minutes, put a second coat on. That second coat will give you even more gloss from your tires. So if you like that glazed donut look, then off you go.
What do you like, folks at home, dear viewers? Put in the comments below, do you like matte OEM tires or do you like a nice, shiny, glossy pop? I like the glazed donut, Ivan, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Right. I like it on certain vehicles, and on other vehicles I like the matte look. It just depends on the vehicle. If I'm talking a classic car, it's always the glazed donut. With black wheels, the glazed donut is nice as well. It sort of accentuates that black wheel. With aluminum wheels, I prefer a more subdued look. With chrome wheels, going back to the 70s, I'm back to the shiny tires.
I really love this combo of towels, the level 1 and Freebird 400. Again, this is my second applicator, right? I'm just moving, coating around, making sure it's hit every quadrant, every corner I say of this panel. And I'm coming in here, no pressure, but with a real eye for being meticulous and coloring in all the lines and going outside the lines, knocking it all down. Leveling the ceramic coating, Ivan. Are ceramic coating high spots something people should know about or care about, or should they just get it on there and wipe?
Yeah, no, high spots are definitely something you want to be concerned about. Don't stress about them, just know they exist and how to remove them or how to take care of them. And that comes down to being meticulous when you're leveling, making sure you're leveled everywhere. That's all there really is to taking care of high spots.
You'll really notice them if you leave them on piano black. So with an eye toward piano black, give them a couple angles with your eye. Just make sure those are all wiped down. Obviously that's a light, but get the piano black here and there, just the trim here. You don't want to leave a high spot there, Ivan.
No.
As I move my towel here, I still see what you could call streaks. I still see the ceramic coating on the surface. So again, we're not done yet. In previous iterations of our coatings, it was almost like the leveling was done after the level 1. Not the case here. We've essentially spread it, and now we're leveling off the excess with the Freebird 400. I feel like a pro right now, Ivan.
Well,
I'm really doing something with my life.
Yeah.
But you too can feel like a pro. It's this simple.
It really is simple. Coatings are not something that are reserved anymore for the professional detailer. They're for everyone. They're simple, they're easy. Now, there's a lot of people out there that just don't want to put in the work to apply a coating. It's not the coating application that's the most difficult part of this. It's actually the preparation, making sure that you've got everything prepped properly. That is where the education and the work comes in. The actual application of the coating, as you can see, super easy.
So I did my initial pass on these pillars. I still see some coating residue. So now, just like that, all gone. Why does the Freebird 400 work so well, Ivan?
It's designed to.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. This is a recipe. It works. Follow the recipe. But what if, Ivan, they're magical chefs and they want to freestyle on the recipe? Then what do you say to them?
Play at your own risk. In intricate areas like this, the applicator I can fold, I can get in here with ease, with simplicity, getting everywhere I need to go. Now, other questions we get about ceramic coating installation. Can it go on lights? Yes. Can it go over the parking sensors? Yes. Can it go over your backup cameras? Yes. All those areas are safe to use the ceramic coating on.
Can it go on your interior?
If you have piano black, this is a great solution for that piano black accent on your interior.
Can you coat interior windows?
No, never anything hydrophobic on interior windows, please.
Can you coat backup cameras?
Definitely, you want the backup camera coated for sure.
Can you coat tires?
With our tire dressing, yeah.
How about PPF, matte paint?
PPF, yes. Matte PPF and matte paint with Hydrate, probably not. You can, but it's gonna make it glossy, it's gonna make it a little shinier, so you may want to avoid that. In the case of a matte surface, take our 5-year. And applying the coating to a matte surface, you're gonna thank yourself for having done that. First of all, it's gonna make it much, much easier to clean. Secondly, it's not gonna stain as easily because matte surfaces are very easy to stain. Bird droppings, bug guts, etc. Put a ceramic coating on it, you're gonna thank yourself. Wanna get that little antenna, make sure it's done. Also, the roof rails here, get in, around, and under them. Very important to get those done. But the only problem with doing the roof rails, someone's trying to grab onto these to get up, they might have a problem. Very slippery. The reason for the red towel here is there were a few drips underneath the roof rail that I wanted to get. Always have a towel close by, so if you have a drip somewhere, you can catch it. We have a towel called a drip catcher, don't we, Nick?
They come in 2-packs.
Yes. Those are for under your mirrors, because they're known to drip. When you're finished with your applicator, don't throw it away. Put it in your wash bucket, let it sit for 15, 20 minutes, and then launder it with your towels. Same thing with the leveling towels.
Are you ever wowed by Hydrate?
Every time.
I am too. Didn't even polish this car.
Yeah, no, it's just, wow.
I know it's new, but
Yeah,
I'm having the wow thing happen.
yes,
Which is a thing, it's a phenomenon.
it is.
It's what happens when you apply Hydrate and your emotions aren't ready for so much happiness and so much gloss in your eyeballs.
Right,
It's a scientific term.
yes, pretty much. So I'll still have the roof to level.
Okay.
While Nick is doing that, I'm gonna go around high spot hunting.
Ooh, high spot hunting.
Yes. Now we know where the high spots tend to hide out. They have a migration pattern, we could say. Now areas.
So slick up here.
Yeah.
I can't grab the rail, just like you said.
Now areas where high spots hang out, the mirrors. Everywhere around the mirror, potential high spot. Around emblems like this, potential high spots. Everywhere we have intersecting panels, so we have the A-pillar coming down to the fender, the hood, the door, all together, these are areas where high spots can creep up on you. They show up one day, all of a sudden they're there. They're easy to remove. Don't worry, with Hydrate, you've got about an hour to level the high spots. After that, door handles, same thing, especially around the edges of the door handles, underneath them. So I like to just take a towel and just go over them. It takes a few extra minutes to do this for the detail, but it gives you an insurance that everything is done, that you don't have high spots. Plus, you get to feel the amazing slickness. Tail lights are another high spot area. Around the rear bumper, same idea. Where water could have been dripping down, that can cause a high spot. If I accidentally picked up a little bit of water on my applicator, like let's say underneath the gas cap here, then that could create a localized high spot here because I accelerated the curing of the coating. Not an issue, again, it'll wipe right off. If it's past the point of wiping off though, you have a couple solutions. First one is apply a little more coating. That's an easy one. If it's gone way past that, so it's a couple hours later, then take a bit of adhesion promoter polish on a microfiber towel, lightly hand polish that area, wipe it off quickly. hand polish, wipe it off. And you'll see that high spot diminishing. As it diminishes, polish a smaller and smaller area, follow it. That way you're not removing the coating, you're just removing the excess of coating, because that's all a high spot is. Now up under here, same idea, potential high spots, round emblems. Nick, tell me about your two new friends there.
Well, I have 3 friends. One is this Volkswagen. It's so bright and shiny that it warms the heart.
Yes.
And I felt so welcome in its presence. Listen, these towels are amazing. And really, you could use this method on any of our ceramic coatings.
Correct.
Our type 2 coatings, our 1 year, our 3 year, our 5 year, Hydrate. Like, this method just works. I just had to slightly change it for Hydrate. And once I did that, it actually made all of my leveling across all coatings way better.
Right. Hydrate might be a little more challenging to someone to level if they've used our previous coatings. Now, if you've never used a coating before, don't worry about it. You don't have any muscle memory to overcome. But with Hydrate, that muscle memory is more psychological than it is reality, because what's happening is you've got so much time to level that stress that you used to have of, okay, applied to this panel, I have to quickly go back and level this panel because it's going to cure too much, I'm going to get a high spot. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Hydrate, I can apply to the whole car before starting to level. Now,
there's no like danger of it sitting there too long, now I'm screwed.
If you're waiting more than an hour, sure. Or if you're in direct sunlight, you might want to do a couple panels, go back to the first panel, inspect and see, is it still easy or do I need to do it again?
Yeah, I love that. It's almost like when you teach the rotary to someone who's never polished before. The rotary is amazing, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
If this were your first coating, this would be the easiest leveling job ever.
Right.
Because you don't have to like rush back to the panel and make sure there's no high spots. But if you're like a lot of detailers out there and you have detailed hundreds of cars and you've coated a lot of them as well, you're just so used to the way it's always been that you're not necessarily ready for the way it is. And what I mean by that is, the way it is
gloss, it's slickness, it's amazing.
Wild.
But if you'd like to learn more about our 1 year coating, I think there's a video they might want to watch somewhere in there.
Even easier than this, lots of gloss, check it out.